This video is going to be all about teaching beginners how to do various stitches. This is no way going to be all the stitches in the world because I don't know how to do all those stitches, and because this video would be like a million years long probably if we figured out how to do all those stitches. So this is definitely just going to be beginner friendly. So if you are not a beginner, this video might be rather boring to you. So maybe just enjoy the videos of my pets. Anyway, to start off with, I am using a size 6mm. It does recommend on the label here a 6.5, but I do not have a 6.5, and I feel like this yarn is going to do just fine with the size 6. If you have a 6.5, follow what is recommended on the label. Start off with, we're going to make our foundation chain. I'm just going to do a chain of probably 11 or so, and then I'll end up working with 10 stitches. So here we have this, and you're twisting, you're holding with your 2 middle fingers, you're pulling through, so you're just making a slip knot. I'll do one more time, a little slower. Here you twist, get your thumb and first finger, and then your 2 middle fingers hold the little tail here, and then pull through. Okay. This is a different kind of yarn texture than I usually work with also. I'm really excited for it because it's such a stretchy, like look how stretchy this yarn is. It's so stretchy. It's got nylon in it. It's viscose and polyester and nylon. So I'm excited to try it out. Okay, to start off with, we are going to chain 11. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and now we're gonna slip stitch into this, because slip stitching is the best way, or one of the best ways, but it's my favorite way to make ribbing on hats. So if you make a beanie and you need like the little ribbing on the like band part of it, this is my favorite way to do that. So you're just going to, I skip this one here. I know people crochet sometimes differently. I skip this one, and we're going to insert into this stitch here. Okay, so just into the top part. This looks like a braid, just slip stitch into this. To do that, you're going to like fold it over, shove your hook under any kind of way under that top loop, pull up a loop, and then pull through. Oh, I just lost. There we go. So you're gonna push through the top loop, pull up a loop, pull through. You've got your top loop right here. And you're pulling through. So I'll just do this a couple of times and show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna chain 1, and I'm gonna leave a little extra here so I can take this hook off so I can count these stitches with you guys. So we don't count this one that we just chained, because that's an extra one that's gonna give us height for the row that goes on top of this, and it wants to curl around a little bit, so you just have to uncurl it. Okay, so we're skipping this one. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so insert this hook again. Make it, people have different tensions that they crochet with. I tend to be a tighter crocheter. It's really up to you, and you'll learn whatever your tension style is. You'll learn that as you keep going. Okay, so we're going to start in the back loop here. Whenever I'm doing ribbing, which is the purpose of this video, or this part of this video is to show you ribbing, this is how I do it. I start in the back loop, and I want this string to get out of our way so you can see. You're just pulling up that back loop only, okay? And then here we go. So that's one stitch. Pulling up the back loop. 2 stitch. 3 stitches. You can see the ribbing happening already here with just these 4 stitches here. It's gonna look even better. I'll probably do 4 rows right here. Okay, I'm gonna finish this row and I'll meet you at the end of it. Okay, so I'm at the end of this. I want to count. I haven't added the extra chain yet. I just want to count these stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Also, this yarn is so silky. It doesn't feel as scratchy as acrylic, but it doesn't feel as rough as cotton or some other viscous fibers can feel. Okay, so I chained 1. We're going to turn our work. And you're not going to count this chain that you just made. You're not going to work into the one you just made. You're going to work into the one next to it, but into this back loop. You see? The back loop. Okay. And it would be more helpful for me if this hook had more of a point, like, let's see. So this one has a slightly more like rounded point, where this one is a little more square. So for me, I'm snagging on this yarn a little bit, but that's okay. It just means I have to rework some things sometimes. All right, I'm gonna keep working this. I'm gonna finish up this row. So this is the 3rd row, and I'm gonna do the 4th row, and then I'll come back and show you how this ribbing is looking, and then we'll move on to something called a half double slip stitch, which is a stitch that I actually just recently learned, and I find that also very useful to do different kinds of ribbing as well. But it's not as stretchy or as forgiving as the regular slip stitch, which is this one. The thing with slip stitching is it takes forever to do a project, but your end project looks really nice, especially if you're making a beanie for men. Looks really good. All right, so I actually did 5 rows so you could see it a little bit better here. It's very tight stitching. It looks almost like knitting actually, but if you pull it apart, you can see the ribbing here. You can see it really good on this side of it. Okay, so this is the slip stitch. Now I'm just going to go right into a half double crochet slip stitch, and I don't think let me see, did I add a chain already? I think this is my chain. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I did chain 1 already. And so we'll just turn. This time, instead of going right into this next stitch like we did with regular slip stitch, you're going to yarn over. So this is called yarn over, and insert into the same stitch as before. Now you have 3 loops, and you're going to pull through 2, and that is your half double slip stitch. This one takes probably even more time because, as you can see, I have to use my thumbnail to separate these 3 loops. So I just kind of use my thumbnail just like that. Yarn over, insert into the back loop, yarn over, back loop, pull up a loop, came to the end, and always count your stitches. So we just changed this extra. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's hiding a little bit, but it's there. All right, and we're gonna keep working into the back loop, not of the one we just made, the one right next to it. Okay. Perfect. Chain 1, and then let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10. Okay. Yarn over, turn our work. So not only is this a taller stitch, it's also a slightly wider stitch. You can see that it's growing out a little bit here, just a little bit. Doesn't want to let us go through. There we go. I have just finished up my 5th row of the half double slip stitch, and you can see it's a much taller stitch. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is how you can count that, versus this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the slip stitch. So even though it's the same number of stitches long and the same number of stitches tall, it is not the same height or width. And you can see that the ribbing is more spaced out here. All right, let's move on to the single stitch. We've got our chain 1 right here that we did. Turning our work, you have a couple different options on where you want to insert your hook. You could keep going in the back loop, which for the purpose of this video is what I'm going to keep doing, so everything is just more cohesive. You could also pull up the front loop instead, or you could go through both loops. Some stitches, when you're working bigger other projects, you'll work underneath of the stitches and pull up a loop. So you have 2 loops and then chain through both of those. We're not going to do that here. We're just going to keep working in the back loops. So to single crochet, we're going to just insert under the back loop, pull up a loop, and now we have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, back loop only, pull up a loop, have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Oh, I want to keep doing a half double slip stitch. I just finished a project where I made my nephew a beanie, and that's what I did the entire time, and it took forever. It took hours to finish that project. And we've got our 10th stitch hiding. Okay, let's make sure we have 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 right there hiding. We're going to chain 1. Gotta get some more yarn pulled up. Turn our work and keep going. So you insert into the back, pull up a loop, and pull through 2. Insert into the back, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Insert into the back, yarn over, pull through 2. Just finished up actually 6 rows of a single stitch, and I love how you can see the differences here in these stitches. Your slip stitch once again, half double slip stitch, and just a single stitch here. Now, I chained 1 right here, and this can sometimes be controversial, but I chain 2. Every time I'm doing half doubles, I chain 2. Yarn over, turn my work, and make sure I've got, this should be the first stitch, but let's make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna push into the back loop, pull up another loop. We have 3 on the hook, and we're gonna yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert into the back loop, pull up a loop. We've got 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 3. The half double is actually my go-to stitch whenever I'm making any project that I want to be over fairly quickly, because even though a double crochet and a treble crochet, which I actually think those two terms are the opposite in the UK. So if you're watching this in the UK, those terms might be backwards. I think they actually are. Anyways, for me, I don't know. I don't know why I'm not as fast at those ones, but to me, doing a half double, I can just whip this out so fast. And we're gonna chain 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop. So this one, super straightforward. Very easy to get confused with the half double, or half double slip stitch, that is. Because instead of pulling, like holding this and pulling through these 2, we're yarning over and pulling through 3. All right, I'm gonna finish this row and probably chain 1 more row here, and then I'll meet back up with you guys. Here is the end of our half double rows right here. Slip stitch, half double slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet. Now we're going to work into the double crochet. So let's chain 2. 1, 2, yarn over, turn our work, skip these 2 chains that you just made and insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's do that again. Yarn over, insert into the back loop, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One more time. Yarn over, insert into the back loop, pull up a loop. We've got 3 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll just do this a few more times and I'll be quiet. Okay, let's make sure we've got 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Chain 2. Yarn over, turn our work. Skip those 2 chains that you just made. Insert into the next one. We've got 3 loops. We yarn over. Pull through 2. Oh, this one's a little snug. There we go. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook. Like, it could be a song. Okay, I'm gonna keep working through this. I'll do a couple more rows here and then meet you at the end of it for our last stitch that I'll teach you today, and that is treble stitch. Okay, I've just finished up with my double crochet stitches, and you can see the height difference here between the 2 doubles and the half doubles here. To start our treble, you're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and now I do something different here. Well, let me chain or yarn over 1 and 2, turn over. The thing I do different here is I actually skip this 4th chain here. Let me show you why. So let's pretend we're doing this the exact same way that I've taught you how to do this whole entire video. So we have 1, 2, 3 chains that we just did. We're not going to insert into those 3 chains, but we're going to insert into the stitch right next to them. Oh, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll show you that again because I really didn't show you. So yarn over 2 times, so you have 3 loops on your hook. Insert into the back loop, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. It's the exact same thing as a double crochet. We're just adding the extra loop, which adds the extra stitch, which makes it a treble. So we yarn over twice. We have 3 loops on our hook. Insert into the back loop, pull up a loop, have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now, right here, you can see this is getting like twisted, it's bulky, it's adding this extra thing that we didn't have there before. Okay, so I don't like that. I will just end up taking out this stitch here and count the first 3 chains that we made as my first stitch now. I'm sure that this is not proper or something, okay? But this is just what I've learned over the years that's easier for me to keep track of my stitches better, and it just looks better. So yarn over twice, skip that stitch here, and insert into the next one. And you'll see our stitch will then, the side of our project will then lay flat, and there won't be any extra bulkiness. So yarn over twice, 3 loops on the hook, pull up a loop so there's 4, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And look at how much neater that automatically looks. So much neater right there. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I'll probably end up doing maybe 3, maybe 4 rows here. So we can see the height difference, even though you can already see the height difference. But I think that the ribbing helps us see the height difference better. I'll continue this and then meet you guys at the end of the video. I have another tip for you guys. So if you ever notice, this is my last stitch here, right here. But if you ever notice that this like rounding situation is happening here, first double check that you have your stitches correct. We should have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. We've got our loops on here, so we're ready to start our treble. Insert into, this is our 10th, but then like just grab this extra little loop. There should be an extra little space back there, and pull up, and then that just helps to flatten out this here, what was kind of trying to round out a little on us. It makes it flat. Again, is this a proper crochet technique in the school of crochet, if that even exists? Probably no, okay, but it looks better. So it looks nice and flat there. Okay. And so I'm skipping not only 1, 2, 3, but also this one here, because these 3 chains are not taking the place of my first stitch, which would go here. But now that is going there. And I know I said I was going to meet you at the end of the video, but I just couldn't help and not tell you guys that little trick, because I'm like the workaround crocheter, lazy crocheter, very laid back crocheter. I just have found some of these tips, and I feel like they're useful, so sharing them with you guys. Okay, now I really will continue working this and meet you at the end of the video. I've come to the last stitch here, And then I'm done with this little video. So, okay, let's see. We'll just do a little extra loopy here. Let's see what this all looks like laid out here. Let me move the camera. All right, so once again, these are all 10 stitches long. They're just different stitch types, and the height of the stitch increases as we go along. So here we had the slip stitches, and then these were the half double slip stitch. Come a little closer here. And then these three are single stitches. And then these next three are half double crochet, not to be confused with half double slip stitch back here. Half double crochet, and our double crochet, and our treble crochet. So we have very small, very short, not very tall stitches here, and they get a little bit bigger, and I just love the different ribbing textures that you can see too on these. Okay, that is it. That's my first crochet video for you guys. If you like this video, let me set this down. If you like this video, let me know. If you want me to do any other stitches, or if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to get back to you guys. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.